Hey guys, so this is going to help you to understand the basic setup for After Effects, and then you're going to try and find some loopable clips or frames from a set of time-lapse footage or stop action footage. Start off with, you're going to have a folder that I'm going to send you called James, and you'll all have a copy of this. And if you look inside, there's a movie clip, there's 4 numbered stills, and then there's just the regular images that came out of the camera, and they're named by the camera. The important thing is that you leave these or you renumber all of them. In other words, this is 1368, 1369, 1370, so on, and leave them in that order to start with. So right now we're just looking to figure out how to make this thing loop in After Effects. So when you have After Effects open, just create a new composition, and it might ask you at the beginning to create a new comp. Composition is like a canvas in Photoshop. It's the same thing. You have this window, you can name it, you can do custom here, and I would just go with a standard 1920 by 1080. Make sure it's square pixels, and you can leave the frame rate at 2997. Hit OK. You'll have a new comp that'll open like this. Compositions are all along the bottom here. This is the timeline. Over here on the left is the project window. In the middle is composition. You can also look at individual layers, and I'll show you what that means later on. And then you're going to want to have this preview button open. By default, you can go with the workspace for effects. So I double click in this area, and I'm going to navigate to that James folder. And the first thing you can do is click the first image in the sequence. And then you check down here, JPEG sequence. It's going to turn all of these images I have of James into into footage, like video footage. And so when I bring it in, here it is, and it tells me the size, tells me that in parentheses the square pixels, gives me the duration, and it's at 30 frames a second. It's pretty fast. So what we want to do is slow it down. Stop motion usually goes about 12 to 15 frames a second. You can right click on the footage, go to interpret footage, click main, and you can change the frame rate here to 12. And we can even loop it a couple times if we want to, but we don't need to do that yet. What we want to do is find what is a suitable set of images to loop, because there's a lot of pictures in that folder and we don't need all of them. We just need maybe 15 to 20 that will loop seamlessly, or sort of seamlessly. And we hit OK, and now we've reinterpreted that footage to be 12 frames per second. And we can then bring it into the composition window. Now another way to make a composition is to just take this and drag it down to the new composition, and it will make the new composition the exact same size. So I'll show you that here. I made another composition. So every time my composition shows up, they're all tabbed down here, and if not, say I close them all out, they appear up here, and this is this little icon here. So I'm going to go with, let's see, composition, IMG, I think is 1 or 2, doesn't matter. Let's open that one up, double click it, and it appears down here, and this is what you guys will see. What we want to do right now is we just want to kind of roughly figure out where James looks like he's going to loop back. And he dances in place, and the idea with this shoot was that I had these dancers try to do some interpretive movements that would potentially be loopable, and he did more than he needed, which is great because you guys can select from any range of footage inside of here. So let's just start here at the beginning. This is what I'm going to choose. You can pull down the window like this. You can use your scroll bar to zoom in and out, and wherever you point the mouse is where it will zoom. If you want to scrub the playhead using the keyboard, it's Command and the arrow keys left and right, and that will go frame for frame. You can do function left arrow, and that'll bring it back to the very beginning. And I'm just going to go Command right arrow and try and figure out where he needs to be. Where is the end most similar to the beginning? So you can open View, Show Rulers, and it brings these little rulers out into the composition window. And I can click and drag over a ruler to say, okay, well, James is approximately here, and his feet are approximately there. And I want to find a clip where he is kind of vertical and in a similar position.